Hey, Ashley.
Hi, Amanda.
This is our first video together, which is ridiculous.
It is
I'm
ridiculous.
glad. We are going to talk about sales funnels or lead magnets or lead generators or downloadable digital assets, whatever it is that, I don't know. I feel like everybody tosses terms around a lot. But before we dive in, Ashley, you're our sales manager here at Lone Fir. So like, what do you do?
So as a sales manager here at Lone Fir, I have a very exciting role. I get to work directly with people who come to our website or come to us and are really interested in figuring out how they can better convert people on their site, or they can identify or who are eager to create stronger copy that's more compelling to their buyers, get to help people who are really interested in finally investing in their marketing and are eager
Yeah.
to start to see how they can convert people through marketing and marketing automation. So I get to have those fun conversations and pitch them on Lone Fir and all the reasons that we're amazing.
Yeah, you do. Well, let's dive in. I'm going to ask you some questions. You wrote a blog a while back about sales funnels and really why they're amazing. So I have a few questions for you. Number one, like, what is an actual sales funnel?
Yeah, excellent question. So the official definition is that it's an organized tool that helps you keep track of leads as they take steps towards becoming a customer. So in layman's terms, or in other words, it's how you keep track of your potential customers and how you ensure they're moving towards making a purchase. All right. So it's not enough anymore to just keep a list of potential customers, but you really want to be constantly aware of how they're moving towards a purchase or moving through that funnel. So the easiest way is to envision it again as a funnel, wide at the top and narrow at the bottom. And you have your top of the funnel. And when customers are in this top of the funnel, you'll often see TOFU as the abbreviation, looks like tofu. That's when they're in the awareness stage. And so your customers' need at this point is information. So you want a lot of content at the beginning of that funnel, so they're getting a lot of information while they're in that awareness stage. And then that middle of the funnel, MOFU, is the consideration stage. So they're starting to need comparisons. They're starting to need examples of one thing versus the other, a bit more information that gets a little bit more granular. And then the bottom of the funnel is when they enter that decision stage. And what they need there at the BOFU, the bottom of the funnel, is they need guidance. So they need a type of content that's guidance, maybe a calculator, maybe comparison charts, maybe a salesperson's guidance. So that's a sales funnel, those three stages and how they work together.
Awesome. How do you make it? How would a brand or a marketer build a sales funnel?
Yeah, so there's 6 sort of major steps to building a sales funnel. It can all be done sort of together. It can seem really overwhelming, but a lot of people are actually already doing a lot of the steps to building a sales funnel. But it becomes, you really should start to have an intentionality and careful preparation as you do it. So step one, that I'm sure a lot of folks that listeners are already doing, is to understand your audience. Because you cannot skip knowing and defining and really fully understanding your ideal clients. And sometimes some people think they know because they know what they sell. And one thing we do here really well at Lone Fir is identifying, who that your customers or your prospects are the heroes in their own story, not you. You might think your product's really great, and I'm sure it is, but your customer needs to be the hero in the story. So identifying your audience, knowing who your ICPs are, your buyer personas, really having an idea of your customer journey maps. So the first step is understanding your audience and really taking the time to do that. Step two is, once you know who your customers are, you need to give them somewhere to go. And that's where landing pages come in. So start building landing pages on your site, because that's going to host your top of funnel content. It's stuff that's going to pique their interest, get their attention, really encourage them to engage with your brand. I like to say to think of the landing page like the starting line of your sales funnel.
I love that.
Yeah. And so third is to develop a relationship. So that's where we turn our attention to the first stage of the sales funnel. So to bring people to the landing page that you just built out, but then get them to opt in by providing them with content that gets them excited that they want to opt in to learn more from you, because that'll start producing your top of the funnel lead. So start to develop that relationship. Step 3, and like just 3 more steps. Like I said, it's a lot, but it's definitely worth the time investment. And then step 4 is to be the guide. So at this point, your leads are starting to enter that middle of your funnel. So they're already aware of some of, their problems. They're already starting to explore it. And now they want to know how they can solve their problems. So now is where you become the guide in that. You nurture them through email campaigns, through dynamic content, and just be the guide as they're starting to navigate the middle of the funnel. And then step 5 is the part that that I love to do, is ask for the sale. And we title it kind of asking for the sale, but it's more ask for that connect, ask for that time together, ask to learn more. So, I don't ask for the sale as a sales manager. Instead, I say, I reach out and I say, how can I help more? Do you want to spend some time on your website looking at conversion opportunities? So it's asking for that more of that connection. And then the last step 6, then I'll take a breath, is to stay engaged. So if your sales funnel has done its job, have a new customer, congrats. Do a little dance, put it in the wins category, but don't put that new client in the back burner. It's really easy for the salesperson to transition clients over to the client services team and then forget about them. But maintaining that relationship is key for every part of the team. As sales team should continue to reach out a couple months later and see how they're doing. Client services team should check in and see, leadership should check in and see how they're doing. And that allows you to turn those customers into referrals in the future.
Yeah, I like that. And I don't feel like, you detailed out, and the blog even does so in more detail, like the steps to make that happen. But it's a lot, but it's not. It's really just a thoughtful and like commonsensical way of converting somebody to become your customer. And like it's just the right thing to do, which I think a lot of times in marketing, usually the things that are successful and win are the things that are the right things to do. And so constantly providing value and helping that lead just feel taken care of along the way. Like that's really what a sales funnel does. It's called nurturing for a reason. Because you're, nurturing.
Right. It's guiding them through. And we talk a lot about that as a story brand partner, is who's the hero and who's the guide. Is at the end of the day, your customer is the hero and you are the guide. And so exactly, most people are already doing these 6 steps to building a sales funnel, but it's really remembering that do it with the approach of being the guide and guiding your customer guiding the prospect to becoming a customer.
Yeah, I love that. How, obviously new customers is a way to measure success, but how else, what are some other things to take into consideration to tell if your sales funnel is working?
Yeah, new customers is definitely the eventual goal, but there's other ways to measure parts of your funnel to see what's working what's working, what's not, and just break down KPIs, because sometimes it can be overwhelming to think, okay, great, we started focusing on our sales funnel, a month ago, but we don't have any new customers. It's like giving yourself time in that investment. But B, there's other KPIs by the funnel stage you can navigate. So for top of funnel, I recommend that people really focus on website traffic, but also get really granular and look at its sources, to see where the traffic's coming from. And then, where are those unique website visitors coming from? Where are people spending the most time on your site? Another thing too, what buttons or CTAs are they clicking on? Where are they engaging in? So, what's really key in the stage is to you should really always know your 5 top blog performers and why they're the most popular. So you can use those tactics on other web pages. So that's a big takeaway. Just you should always know your top 5 blogs, and why they're working. Not be surprised by why one of your blogs is performing well. And then from middle is, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
those are to
really know why, not just which ones, but why. And then middle of the funnel, you can look at, the KPIs there to see success for middle of the funnel is focusing on downloads. So what gated content is being downloaded, where your landing pages are converted. If you're doing webinars live or on demand, what do those registration numbers look like? And then, because we're doing one right now, I can't miss the opportunity to talk about video views. So what videos are being watched, which ones aren't? A lot of these video tools now on the site will allow you to see how much people are watching too, what percentage of the video they're watching. So we're really looking at those numbers as well and see where people are engaging with your content and moving between those stages. And then lastly, for KPIs for bottom of the funnel, those are usually much clearer to people, besides just becoming customers. The demo requests or filling out the contact us button, putting time on your calendar, case study views, if you are someone who offers a free trial, how many free trial numbers you're getting. So those are just a couple of the metrics that indicate that a lead is nearing the end of their customer journey and almost ready to make a purchase decision. And that's usually when your sales team should be reaching out and offering guidance to get them over the finish line.
Yeah, that I like that. And I mean, obviously new customers are always the end goal, but the way that you broke it down can help you see if there are specific areas of the funnel that need improvement, and where that, like, where you should focus your efforts, and like, I don't know, just like where to optimize. So we've talked about a lot, like we've talked through the 6 steps, we've talked through like metrics, really what a sales funnel is. And it makes sense that it is something that every brand, every company should be doing. But if you had to say like the biggest benefits or the best, the biggest impact that a sales funnel, like having a solid sales funnel, I can't even ask my question. What are the benefits of having a sales funnel?
Yeah. So, there's kind of like maybe a few, 4 sort of distinct benefits of a very well-designed sales funnel and taking the time to do it. And the first one we've talked a bit here is generating a lot of leads, right? So that's the given. So especially with a very solid top of funnel strategy, people are so eager to get leads that they end up focusing a lot on that bottom of the funnel, but that's just not how it works. You can't get people to the bottom without investing. So generating a lot of leads is obviously, a big benefit. But another one is an opportunity to qualify top of funnel leads. So a lot of times what we hear, people that come to us at Loan For is, I'm getting a lot of traffic and we actually get a lot of leads, but they're not qualified. And the first thing that I would do with a marketer there is, okay, I would see what does your top of funnel content look like? Because that's also an opportunity to disqualify, which also has its value. It has huge value. So an opportunity to qualify and disqualify top of funnel leads is another distinct benefit of a well-designed sales funnel. The other one too is that, that visual of a funnel is that leads naturally make their way to if this is a well-designed funnel, leads are going to naturally make their way to the bottom of your funnel, already qualified. The disqualifications they'll pop out and pretty much ready to purchase. 60, HubSpot just released a number, 67% of B2B buyers are doing all of their entire customer journey is digital, and they've done 70% of their research before even, 70% before they're even willing to talk to a salesperson. And so by having a well-designed sales funnel, your leads are essentially going to be doing that. And a lot of that eventually becomes automated. Yes, you're taking the time to create this and know your audience, but when you're building out these content workflows and building out these sales automations, a lot of that's automatically in the background. And then from there, you created that organic, repeatable, often automated way to not only generate leads, but also inform and qualify and disqualify, so that when they do meet with your sales team, they know what they need from you and they're ready to make that decision. Makes for a much easier sales conversation.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, I like that you called out earlier too, that a lot of times people focus on bottom of the funnel because they just want to get more leads and close more deals. And yeah, that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants that. But if you focus too much on that, you don't really build a process or a way to be sustainable. And having a really well-oiled sales funnel where you're getting in new leads, you're qualifying, disqualifying, getting them further and further down the line, like it is like building a house. Like, it's an investment. It's something that you'll continue to like renovate and optimize and change. But having a really solid one is just, it allows for sustainable growth. I love it.
That it's the metaphor I use in all my sales conversations, is that building a sales funnel and taking that time or investing in your sales funnel efforts, your inbound marketing efforts, is a solid foundation to a home, right? You're not going to build anything upon the, you're not going to just kind of start to build a house on the dirt, right? You're going to put in a solid foundation, because otherwise you're just building a house of cards. And so it takes that time. It takes a time and an investment, but that payoff later of those organic leads that are coming through, those qualified organic leads that are ready to talk to your sales team. I mean, that alone is worth the investment, because you're not going to see ROI on sales and marketing efforts without that well-designed sales funnel.
I love it. Well, Ashley, thanks for a few minutes, and see you later.
Bye. Thanks.